For decades, viewers believed there was no one their favorite host, Harold Blake, couldn't charm. Night after night, he sat at his desk, guiding nervous guests through interviews, trading jabs with comedians, and turning awkward silence into ratings gold. He was calm, sharp, and famously unflappable. Except when Marcus Hale's name showed up on the rundown. To the rest of the country, Marcus was the crown jewel of classic cinema. He'd made his name playing earnest, principled men, heroes who fought for what was right, fathers who always did the decent thing. He had that halting way of speaking that made everything sound sincere, like he was reaching for the truth in real time. People trusted him instinctively. Harold did not. On screen, their chemistry looked effortless. Marcus would shuffle out, that familiar half-smile on his face, and accept Harold's handshake. They'd exchange pleasantries. Then Marcus would slide into safe stories about directors, co-stars, and the golden days of movie sets. Eventually, he'd pull out a folded piece of paper and read a poem about his dog, or his wife, or a child gone too soon. The studio audience melted every time. Harold played along, but the crew noticed his eyes. As soon as the cameras cut, he'd sigh and look away. "If only the folks at home knew how good he is when the script isn't rolling," he'd say dryly. Harold had heard enough over the years to put the pieces together. Veteran publicists, retired costume designers, old friends from New York, they all told similar stories. About Marcus sharing a one-bedroom flat for years with another struggling actor, Evan Cole. About how the two of them were never far from each other's side. About the strange fact that they kept living together long after either of them needed the financial help. Then came the era of contracts and morality clauses. Studio bosses grew nervous about gossip and demanded their leading man settle down. Almost overnight, Marcus shifted from unattached bachelor to ideal husband and adoptive father. Fan magazines praised his devotion. He became Hollywood's favorite symbol of family. What Harold couldn't stomach wasn't that Marcus had secrets. Everyone did. It was the way Marcus leaned into the moral high ground. He wrote essays about proper values. He lectured young actors about responsibility. He spoke with authority about fatherhood, while people who'd seen his private life described distance, emotional walls, and children straining to be noticed. The breaking point for Harold came during one particular show. Marcus read a poem about losing a son in uniform. His voice cracked perfectly. The hush in the studio was total. Viewers later called it one of the most moving moments in television. Harold went home furious. "He's using a real death as another prop," he told a close friend. "Maybe he believes it now. Maybe he even regrets things." But that wasn't confession. That was performance. Legally, contractually, professionally, Harold was trapped. Calling Marcus out on air would have meant lawsuits, chaos, and probably the end of his own career. So he kept smiling, kept introducing Marcus as a beloved legend, and kept swallowing his anger. Years later, when asked privately if there was any guest he truly regretted having, Harold didn't hesitate. "The ones where I had to help sell a fairy tale," he said. "Marcus Hale was the king of those."